I'm good. Okay, let me just drink some water. This is not cold. Okay, this is the cold water. Yeah, that's good. Anyway, it's been a while. Yep, it is. It has been a while. It's been 5 days since my last post on YouTube, and well, if there are viewers, any, you might be wondering why I haven't been posting. So, like what I said in the previous video, am I sleeping on it? Because the last post was 10 days, and then 5 days, so it's like 5 days interval. And the reason is, I haven't been really reflecting on myself for the last 5 days. And so, what happened on those 5 days? When I skip this day, when I skip this kind of recording, I kind of missed out on my reflection day as well. And so I don't get to reflect on what I did for today. And so, before we start the topic, I would like to discuss what I had done for today. So, number one, I woke up in the afternoon, around 12 p.m. Yeah, 12 p.m. It's pretty late. I wouldn't say that it's very productive, but it's Saturday. And also, I went to my dad. My dad and I had breakfast, no, lunch. And I left there at 5:30, I think. Then I went straight to the gym. After this, or while this video is rendering rather, I'm going to hang my clothes. That's the last thing that I have to do, and I'm probably gonna, I don't know what to do next actually. So for the last 5 days I haven't been really productive. But actually no. What was it yesterday? Yeah, yesterday was Friday and I did chores. I cleaned the house, wiped some furniture, cleaned the bathroom, and did my laundry, which I haven't hung my clothes yet. It probably smells like something. The smell when you don't hang the clothes immediately. Anyway, yeah, that's what I've done yesterday. So it's pretty productive. Yesterday was pretty good. And I have been applying for video editing jobs, but actually I'm not really gonna be proud. I'm actually not proud of my skills as an edit. Although I've been editing for 8 years, it's simply mostly like cuts or sounds. It's just all about creativity. This is what I have been doing. Well, I could say I'm better than your average normal editing person or individual, but I wouldn't say that I'm an expert at it. Yes, even though I've been editing for 8 years now, I'm not really it's not something that I really pursued. I just found it like a fun hobby to do. And so I've been submitting all my edited videos. Yes, I have edited more than 50 videos my entire 8 years. Yes, that's very little. That's very few, but like I said, it's just a hobby. And I think only 8 of them made it to the list that I wanted to submit to the company. And so that's how bad my editing. Most of my editing is just about memes and stuff. So I don't really take it seriously. And plus, if you've seen my video last 5 days ago, titled, actually I'm just gonna put it here. Yes, this is the first video that I have made a graphic thumbnail for it. Although I made thumbnails before, like putting text on my videos, but it's not as detailed as that. And I'm gonna say I'm not proud of what I did. Not It's not a great graphic. I'm not good with graphics. I guess I'm better in editing videos than making, graphics, but I don't know, man. But anyway, I don't think I want to, edit too much videos as much because first I'm not confident about it. Excuse me. Well, anyway, yeah, so I haven't been really reflecting for the last 5 days. There may be productive days, but I just kind of stopped thinking and, just, I don't do this and talking in front of the camera and think to myself, wow, this is what I have done for today or the past few weeks. But now I'm realizing that because I just got home from the gym. I actually just finished shower after I got home from the gym. After I went to the gym, I showered, and then I'm here talking. And I was thinking, man, shower was so peaceful. And although I don't want to do this because I just don't want to talk right now, but I just want to discuss this on how important silence is. Because I had my earphone on my left side. On my right side, I didn't have one because I still want to have conversations with people if they ever, came up to me and strike up a conversation. And so I had my left earphone blasting music, and then on my right side, I was hearing the gym music, and I'm gonna say it, it was fucked up. Like, the gym music was louder than my maxed out earphones. It's like, the scene from John Wick where John was going through the red circle and they were fighting. It's so bad you can't hear yourself, you can't hear your breathing, your heartbeat, you can't hear anything. It was so loud, my mind is actually aching right now, like my temples. I just want to punch him. I just got so stressed, and the music was so gave me headaches. And so I'm glad that it got out. And when I was driving home, I had my earphones still on my left, and it was blasting music. On the right, I can hear the traffic and stuff. The horns and the people, and the cars. And so this is the only time that I actually get to feel or hear silent or nothingness. Well, not really. I can still hear the AC, but that's just white noise, and it actually calms me down a little bit. And so for today, I just really want to discuss this real quick. I think silence is the most underrated part of our day. It's not something that we notice because it's silence. It's like a stranger that passes by when you're walking down the street and you don't even notice them. That's silence. And for me, I think silence shouldn't be treated like a stranger. It should be treated as a luxury. And if you ask people from around the world, even people of my age or older age, they would want silence, and it's because it's not just silence itself. Mentally silent, is that what I'm speaking? But let's just talk about physical silence first, the one that you can hear. And physical silence, let's just call it like that. I don't know what's the real term for it. But to me, it's most important part of my day when I get to have these silences. And I'm not talking about not, listening to music or not walking outside listening to cars. You don't have to do that, like you don't have to walk outside actively. But let's just say you're eating, and lately I've been doing this. I've been mindfully eating, and I've been eating less, but eating more. And that is because I am mindfully eating. And how I do that is, of course, I get my food, and then I eat it without any music, without any book, without any YouTube or movies. I don't watch anything. It's just me, the food, and silence. And lately I notice myself eating less because I am enjoying the food, and that also you know contributes to the mental silence. You enjoy the food. It's the food, and it's me, and it's the silence. Nothing else. You enjoy the very moment. You appreciate the moment, and that's what I want to emphasize. How important that kind of silence is. We often don't notice that kind of silence, and let's just say when you're walking or you're doing chores, you put on a music and you just don't enjoy the silence of you, nature, and the air, and the background noise may be louder than there may be music on the other side. There may be cars passing by, dogs barking, but that doesn't matter. You're actively trying to be with nature, and all those sounds may come temporarily, and that is the silence. It's just you and the world, nothing else. No music, no entertainment, no form of anything. So I don't remember when was the last time I touched social media on my phone. Yes, I still open my Facebook, my Instagram on my PC, but it's not really fun to watch reels or shorts and you know computer, right? Although I watch sometimes in YouTube, and the only thing that I have on my phone right now is YouTube, and it's been doing great for me so far. Yes, I'm still watching YouTube Shorts, and it's probably the same. But if you're seeing reels and Facebook stuff, sometimes Instagram can show you some of the most hideous stuff, and this is the part where mental silence comes from. Or I think let's just call it a rehab, maybe. I don't know. And I don't remember when was the last time I scrolled through so many gore videos or racist videos. And don't get me wrong, okay? I'm not saying that. What am I trying to say here? I don't want to really to offend my friends, because when I'm with my friends, of course, I act around. I'm gonna be real here, okay? When I'm with my friends, I act around how they would expect me to react. I put on a different mask. I'd be, doing all these jokes, these hideous jokes that would make you not like me so much. But in reality, I don't really want to, nurture those jokes. And you're saying that, what if you just abandon your friends? Well, you could say that, but I'm not that kind of person. I can control whatever I show up to other people, and I can control what I show to them. And if you don't believe me, that's fine. I don't really need you to believe me on what I have to say in this. But that's just it. I don't want you to, I don't want to force criticisms on exchanging or fights or whatever. I'm just telling my opinion here. But anyway, we're going to the mental silence thing. And whenever I get those breaks from seeing people, rich people having those cars and buying expensive luxury stuff, or whenever I see my friends buying all those luxury stuffs, I envy. I can't stop being envious. It's normal, or at least it is for a human being normal to be envying someone who has more. And I know, by God, they would say, envying someone is bad for having someone much more than you. And I get it. That is why I stay out of it. I stay out of social media just for it. And I may have been saying so many, things that clash with one another and don't make sense. But okay, let's just get straight to the point. I'm not gonna edit this video any further, except for the color correction on the sun. Let's just get straight to the point. Silence is important. And you need silence in your life at least 10 minutes, or at least the time that I'm talking. This is the time where your brain starts to reflect. And if you observe that I am saying things from things to things, that is because I am also reflecting here. And that is the beauty of silence. At some point, your mind gets so clashed. Your mind gets so what do you call that? I don't know the English term for that. I'm not good with English. Obscured from all the mind fuckery that's in your head. It's so much clutter. That's what I'm trying to say. So much stuff. But then at some point you get to do one big thing that you always want to say, and this time I want to say silence. And you just kind of go from the straight line and then kind of loop around in one spot and then just go ahead, follow. And I think that is what this reflection thingy is making me do right now. It's straightening out all the untied loose ends, removing the unnecessary stuff and cleaning my head. And I guess you could call that again mental silence. Just me, the camera, the air of my room silence, and also I've got some chips which I'm about to munch on later. Of course, okay, I might be, contradicting myself here. When I'm eating a soulful meal, a heart-warming meal, I don't watch videos. But when I'm just, gonna eat snacks, these snacks I bought from the store, these are meant for me watching videos. So don't get me wrong on that. Heartful and soulful foods are different. But yeah, I hope you guys don't. Okay, I hope you guys don't, get mixed up with what I'm saying here. But then again, if you just want, I'm just gonna link it here, in this timeline. What I want to say is silence is important. And it's important to have a reflection time for your head in order to straighten things out. And I know it's sometimes you may not notice how much you needed it. You just kind of go there and then do it, But trust me, at the end of the day, maybe do what I do, Record some videos. You don't need to post it. But I'm just doing this for the sake of, me viewing this for 10 years. But yeah, reflection is important, silence is important, and you should do it more often, I guess. That's it. Bye. I'm not making sense anymore.